Hi, my name is Emily Jane Acree.
And I'm Adam Price.
And this is the Relative Rhythms Podcast.
Today is our final episode of Season 1. Happy last episode.
Happy last episode. And thank you all for joining us on this adventure and tuning in and listening wherever you are.
Yes, today we decided to do a brief debrief of what went right and what went wrong over our year-long escapades with this podcast. And then afterwards, we have a special surprise for you. So, first question, Emily.
Oh boy. Okay.
What has been the hardest part of this podcast season?
Figuring out how to use a microphone.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I've come a long way. Thank you for your patience. And how about for you? Editing
Emily's microphone mishaps.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm already crying. It's fine. It's okay.
No, it's fine. No, definitely editing, just because it's time consuming. But
I mean, yeah, that all fell on you.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really, clearly, technology is not my strong suit over here. So yeah, that was all you.
Okay, that was really the hardest part?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's the technology. I mean, the interviews were the fun part. Like, that was just the fun part. And just show up and listen, or, do a little research ahead of time. But for the most part, just got to hear people's stories, which was the best.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my next question. What was the best part?
Oh yeah, the stories.
Just the interviews.
Yeah, the listening. Like, I just love hearing people's stories, and I love how they connect and the different connections between people and between history, and yeah, it's all really cool. Your best part?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Just getting to meet all these great people and just being able to just talk shop.
For sure.
Really nice.
For sure.
All the hustle. It's everyone's so busy, and I'm so busy like hustling gigs and like practicing for the gigs and like doing all this back end stuff for the gigs, and I rarely get the opportunity to actually just sit down and talk shop with people. So it's really nice to do that. Things you would like to change or ways we can improve the podcast for next season? So many things.
I need to talk less. I get really excited and I just want to like keep going, and I just need to slow it down.
Rein it in.
Yeah, I need to rein it in. Let you talk more, maybe. I mean, we are still learning and we're still figuring things out as we go. And I think for me, what I'd like to do is focus on seeing how we can connect with more people and get these incredible stories out to more listeners. And I think they're stories worth listening to. And just get them to more ears, and just looking forward to sharing more stories in the future. Season 2. Also, there's so many people that we had on our podcast interview list that we never got to. And I mean, we have probably 20 seasons worth of people that we would interview.
Yeah.
And so that was hard too, is like, okay, who do we reach out to? And then how do we organize and schedule it all and make it all happen in the time that it needed to happen? But yeah, lots of learning still happening.
Yeah. Some admin help would be nice.
If you or someone you know would like to...
We're hiring.
Not get paid at all.
We pay in hot toddies.
But shout out to our Patreon community. Thank you for your generous support. Every single dollar means so much to us. So thank you.
Insights that you gained over this past year. What have you learned during this process?
I think that
this could be anything. Like either like
turn your microphone around, Emily.
Right, yeah. Or like more as an artist.
Something that I took away that I thought I was surprised by, maybe, is I feel like something that was echoed in several of our guests was like, it's not that serious. And I think I kind of came into this like feeling like everything needed to be so serious and we needed to be like so specific with all the things, and it's like a big deal, you know, which it is. Language is important, and it's all important. That's why we're doing this. But that it's okay. That's don't take yourselves too seriously, and maybe, I don't know, this might be blasphemous, but like don't take the art form too seriously too. Like in that, like, it's okay that people are practicing it in different ways, and it's okay if people are appreciating different parts of it, and that's all okay, and like it's all good. I don't know. That might seem opposite of kind of what we are going for. But it's just a good reminder, I think, of like, put what you got out there in the world, and that's it.
Yeah.
Did you feel that or no?
Yeah, no, I definitely got that. It also, I don't know if it surprised me, but yeah, I guess it surprised me how often the theme of like imposter syndrome came up, and how much of just a human experience it is. It's going to sound weird, but it was kind of refreshing to hear that from people who are at the top of their game. Yeah. Who you really that they're still struggling with it. It feels less lonely, and it feels less like it's only me, you know. I was also kind of surprised at, and maybe this is just everyone once you get to a certain level of artistry, just the I don't want to say necessarily like a spiritual aspect to it, but that was echoed quite a bit. I feel certainly like a kind of like hovering above the technique of it, just experiencing the art in a lot of different ways and coming at it from like a more of a spiritual aspect. I don't know. There was a lot of that throughout. Yeah, I think that's. And I feel like this is echoed with lots of different artists over, you know, I've heard this, I feel like, in quotes and in articles and things of like, you work on the technique and you practice the technique, and then you let the technique go and you focus on the experience. And for some people, they say, especially with dance and with movement, like it's a spiritual experience of the music that they're listening to, and within the music that they're listening to, or the time that they are living, or you know, whatever, or a more active worship in some way. Yeah, this has also been echoed often, and also in a bunch of the books I've been reading. But like, we all start from a childlike wonder when we approach our art. That's why we start it, because we're amazed by it and it draws us in, and then we get hounded jaded by the technique and forget that wonder and that joy of doing our art form, and we have to learn how to come back to it. And that's very difficult, and that's something our guests have spoken on quite a bit. And that, I think that kind of relates back to what I was saying about kind of the not taking yourself too seriously, of like, don't forget why you started this in the first place. Like, it wasn't that, oh, it has to be this way, or it has to be that way, or it has to be, like, you just enjoyed the music. You just moved to the music. You just loved this experience in your body, and you loved making people smile, or whatever it is. It's find that again and live in that, instead of focusing on what things have to be or don't have to be or shouldn't or should be. So yeah, I think that kind of relates to what I was saying too. Anything else that you learned? Any other big insights?
I think maybe just to ask, just to reach out and talk. Like I surprised by the positive of some people we reached out to and didn't know at all. Like I'm thinking like Lonnie, we didn't know at all, right? Some of these people we have a really strong connection with, we've collaborated with, or we've known for years, but some of our guests we've never met before. And it was such a joyous experience to have these conversations, and it just took a question. And really, I mean, we didn't get shot down too much, you know, and so, and even some of our guests have echoed this too, of like, you don't have to, you know, you can ask. That's the worst thing that happens is that maybe somebody says no, but you know, whether it's searching out for collaborations or asking for an interview or asking to pick somebody's brain or asking to listen to them, you can just ask. It's okay. You don't have to be at a certain level. Like here we are, newbie podcasters. Like why would anybody want to come onto our platform? It's not like we are offering a whole lot in return because we didn't have an audience yet.
Right.
And these incredible people with incredibly amazing careers were like, yeah, let's go. I'd love to talk. Like, great. I love to listen, you know? So just, it's okay to ask.
All right. Last question.
Sorry.
Have you grown from this experience? Have you grown as an artist?
Oh, for sure. As we've said time and time again, right? The more you realize you don't know, the more you realize you have to learn. And it's this ongoing process of being like, oh, wow, I have so much to learn. And I was really inspired by some of our guests who approach tap dance specifically in such a different way than I do, and kind of opening up other avenues of how to practice and ways to practice participating in the art form. And I've gotten lots of books and stuff that I'm excited to read when I have the chance to read them. And so yeah, I think that's been for me is overcoming the fear of like, who am I that I can ask to exist in spaces that I maybe would have been nervous to before. And then also like, look at all the different ways there is to exist within this art form and within community and all of that. So yeah, how about for you? What do you feel like are your takeaways as an artist?
Yeah, no, definitely. All those things. I'm excited about the idea of like community building. Mm-hmm. I feel like this might just be me dreaming big, but I feel like this podcast has kind of started creating a kind of community. I've definitely felt certainly emboldened, but also just more comfortable reaching out. Yeah, just the idea of trying to build a community of musicians and dancers who are into collaboration. I think it's really exciting. But yeah, I've certainly enjoyed the process.
Despite all the editing hours.
Despite all the editing
hours. Of editing.
So much editing.
If you had to sum up this season or this experience maybe in one word, what would that be?
I don't know.
Or a phrase, maybe.
Editing.
Aww.
How you feeling? Anything else to add?
Thank you to our listeners and to all of you who have sent us encouraging messages throughout this experience. It's been really life-giving to know that people are out there listening to us ramble and taking things away from it. So that really means a lot to us. I also grateful and excited, and I feel like it's so cool the amount of people that are listening from all over the world, not just the States, not just my tiny, community here in Raleigh, not just our friends and family, but the people from all over the world that have been tuning in and sending us messages. We can't thank you enough. So
yeah, that's been really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we are encouraged enough to continue for a season 2.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a great first season and a lovely last episode. But you know what would just make it better?
What, Adam?
I wish we could just have some of our guests from our first season come and hang out with us in this holiday cheer Christmas couch.
That would be lovely. I just wish there was some way we could make that happen. Could that happen, Adam?
Well, maybe we should call him up.
Adam, Emily, thanks again for having me on the podcast. Congratulations on finishing out your first season. I cannot wait for season number 2. I love you guys. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Keep making stuff. Keep dancing. You're rocking this. You got it.
Hello, this is Tommy Wasuda. Thank you to the Relative Rhythms podcast for having me on as a guest in 2024. We talked about drum shoes, we talked about music transcription, we talked about recording, and we talked about my inspirations as a tap dancer from a young age until now. So please check out the episode if you're able to, and also all of the other wonderful episodes with special guests that they've had as well this year. As we enter into the end of the year, I wanted to send my wishes of a safe and healthy and happy holiday season. And going into 2025, it's a time of shedding of old things and a rebirth and regeneration of new things. So I hope you continue making your art, whatever it may be, whether it's dance, music, compositions, writing, painting, whatever it is. Continue exploring that and being creative and being curious and trying new things and being brave, taking risk and sharing art with the world. We need art more than ever right now. So continue being the incredible artist that you are. And I wish you a happy new year. Thank you for supporting myself as a tap dancer. And thank you to the Relative Rhythms podcast for bringing us all together.
Hello, I'm Leo Diaz, tap dancer and musician from Brazil. First of all, let's have a big hand for Relative Rhythms for making this beautiful work, getting musicians and tap dancers together. Actually, they should never be apart, really. And their work is really awesome. The conversations, the ideas that are flowing through the podcast are just very, very, very important and necessary. And let's wrap it up saying that we know that the world is crumbling over our heads, but more than ever, we need our ability to communicate beyond barriers, beyond frontiers. And that's what musicians do and tap dancers too. Am I wrong here? So let us keep doing it in 2025 with love, faith, and courage. Big kiss from Brazil.
Hello, Relative Rhythms listeners. This is Jonathan Morin, and I just wanted to say happy holidays and happy new year. I hope everyone enjoys their time with their family and their friends. And don't forget to keep them shuffle sharp. And I hope to see you guys on the floor soon. Cheers.
Hello, and happy holidays from the dressing room here at Come From Away. I'm about to go do a show, but before I do, I want to come on here and remind you to take care of yourself. The holiday season is one where we spend a lot of time giving love to others, celebrating with our friends, family, loved ones, whoever it is we choose to spend time with this time of year. But you can't pour from an empty cup. So do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. Try to eat whole foods when you can, healthy whole foods. Try to get some sleep. Try to get outside, get a little sunshine if you can. Get a little exercise wherever you can. Do whatever it is that you need to do to fill your own cup, to make sure that you have energy that you can give back to the world. A world that kind of has a dark cloud over it right now for a number of reasons. But if we all spend a little more time taking care of ourselves, I think we will have a lot better chance at making a difference and trying to make the world a better place. And I think it's a snowball effect. If you take care of yourself, if you come from a place of stability and care, self-care, you can accomplish a lot. So be well and cheers.
Hi everyone, this is Sandra Kuga here. I'm sending you all the love for the holiday season and for the upcoming year. And yeah, really all I can say is stay true to your innermost nature, shine your light, do what feels good and what spreads love and light into the world. And yeah, sending everybody lots of love and all the best ahead for the new year.
Hey everyone, sending holiday greetings from Norway. I thought I'd show you real quick how to make a tap chime, or a carillon, I think maybe it's called. In German, Glockenspiel, in Norwegian, Klokkespill. You need some old or new taps, scissors, some string, push pins, a stick with a hole in it, and a cymbal stand. Here are the push pins, just pressed onto the stick. Then you hang the taps on the threads. I use the 2 holes here. Then you mount the stick on the cymbal stand, and the taps, you hang them on the push pins. And it's good to have a stick like this. But a screwdriver also works. Happy holidays!
Rhythm is the reason for the season. Have a great one. End of the year.
Hello there, welcome to Jokes with Gene. First joke. What do you call an elf that lives in the city and has an excellent sense of timing? Answer? Metronome. Ha ha ha. Gets them every time. Stay tuned for next week's episode of Jokes with Gene.
Greetings to Adam and Emily and all of my fellow dancers and musicians. My name is Anita Feldman, and I live in Asheville, North Carolina. Yes, that Asheville, North Carolina. These last few months, the artists here have really shown their resiliency and dedication, and they have helped all of us heal. Like that, we definitely will need a lot of inspirational dance and music to give us joy in 2025. So thank you, Adam and Emily, for these podcasts that celebrate us and the collaboration between dance and music. And thank you for including me. It was very gratifying to go down memory lane and share my experiences. Wishing you all the best.
Wishing you all health, love, laughter, prosperity, unity, connection, music and dance. Happy holidays.
Hey friends, catching me on my commute here. I'm off to harvest carrots, which is what our artists have to do, I suppose. I can't believe that we're approaching the end of this year. God, what a year it's been. A friend of mine recently gave me a copy of the wonderful book by the German poet, philosopher, and author Rilke, called Letters to a Young Poet, which I deeply recommend to anybody who struggles with or lives with questions of identity and inspiration, and creativity and purpose and perhaps melancholy, which I'm sure doesn't describe any of you creative artist listeners and Relative Rhythms community. But at one point, Rilke says that art is born out of necessity. And he encourages this young artist that he's writing to look inside himself and ask the question, do I have to be doing this? Do I have to be writing? Do I have to be dancing or singing or imaging? And at first, that kind of feels like another overwhelming and intimidating ultimatum. But I, in fact, find a lot of comfort in that. Because if we can answer yes, for better or worse, consequences be what they are, I need to be making things, to be writing and thinking in this way. That kind of takes away a little bit of the anxiety and the ambiguity and the uncertainty about what we do. If I'm creating out of necessity, then I am where I need to be, who I need to be, and doing what I need to be doing. I'm essential. Art is necessary and essential now more than ever. One of the things I ask myself these days when I write a song or I create a piece of art is this thing bringing me closer to or farther from community? And I find that my audience and my focus is becoming increasingly local. And that's just as simple as I need to keep it. Do I have to be doing this? And is this bringing me closer to others? So that's what I'm bringing into the new year. I really appreciate places like this where we can have conversations about these hard things. Keep calm, carry on. I love you. And I'm proud of you. Thanks, you guys. Take care.
But every day is a holiday when I'm near to you. The lights on my tree, I wish that you could see. Here's wishing everyone a very happy holiday season. The logs on the fire fill me with desire.
For everyone listening, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us throughout our very first season. We plan on coming back for season 2 in 2025, so stay tuned.
Please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Relative Rhythms, where we have some surprises scheduled to tide you over until the next season. It helps fund our work and it really encourages us to keep going.
Our theme song, For the Love of It, was composed by Adam.
Our incidental music underneath the messages was Good King Wenceslas, In Dolce Jubilo, Es ist ein Ros entsprungen, Cem pastores ladavere, Es kommt ein Schiff geladen, Bethlehem, Coventry Carol, Remember O Thou Man, and In the Bleak Midwinter, recorded by a carousing consort, all off of their album In the Bleak Midwinter.
Our outro music is Christmas on My Mind by our guest John Bell, off of his EP of the same name.
Thanks so very much to all our guests who came on this season.
And thank you for listening and sending your notes, emails, and support.
Whatever you are celebrating this holiday season, we wish you lots of love, light, and peace. And we hope you have a wonderful new year full of music and dance.
Never stop pursuing your art and never stop trying to make the world a better, more loving place.
Please take care of yourself and each other. Thank you for being you.
And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next season.
'Cause you know I've got Christmas on my mind.